This is Palau Ula. More correctly, it is the site of Shell Eastern Petroleum Company's massive expansion project in Singapore. It is construction on a colossal scale. 1,100 pieces of heavy equipment had to be installed. Some weighing as much as 1,000 tons had to be lifted with a 1,600-ton crane. The total pipe length is about 500 kilometers. 28,000 tons of structural steel fabricated in Malaysia, China, Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia and Singapore. More steel than 7 Tokyo or 4 Eiffel Towers. This project has more than 100,000 cubic meters of concrete and laid 2,700 kilometers of cable, or Amsterdam to Ankara, Singapore to Sri Lanka, Singapore to Hong Kong and back. But it is the human dynamic that is most impressive. Work offered and taken by brave men who have come thousands of kilometers from highland and lowlands, rice paddies and fishing villages. The money they earn and send back representing an important part of family and community income. Their safety and well-being is the #1 priority. Shell has introduced for the first time in Singapore and Southeast Asia the Safety and Industrial Theatre and Workshop process developed in Southern Africa by the Raintree Group. A process designed specifically for large, multicultural and multilingual sites and adaptable for any part of the world.
Hello, we are here to tell you a story. It is a story about the rivers in India and the mountains of Myanmar. It is a tale about the wetlands of Bangladesh.
এই গল্পটি হলো ইন্ডিয়ান নদী আর মায়ানমারের পর্বত বিষয়ক। এই গল্পটি হলো বাংলাদেশের কাদামাটি।
10,000 men daily on a construction site is a scenario fraught with risks. And this process makes the difference by directly communicating in verbal and non-verbal ways across culture and language and using theatre, music, mime and facilitation.
Well, actually at the beginning I was quite skeptical of using the industrial theatre process, only because I didn't know anything about it, all right? As I learned a little bit more about it and talked to some of my colleagues who had used it, it seemed to be a very innovative approach of how to get in the minds of my workforce. A project like I'm running right now, we will have a peak of 10,000 workers, which means I will bring about 40 or 50,000 individuals onto this site, some of which have come from farms and so on, and they have not seen a huge industrial construction site like we have. So how do we get in their minds and get them to do, if they understand what we want them to do, they seem to follow it, all right? And I'm hoping, and I see from the reaction from the workforce, that the industrial theatre is a method to change their behaviors, get them thinking about safety, which is what we're trying to do every day so that nobody gets hurt.
It works because it connects people emotionally and culturally, but across cultural barriers.
Kami ingin bercerita. Ceritanya tentang asal-usul dari